Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com, and we come to you again live, or maybe undead this time, from the very high-tech and well-designed caverns of criticalblast.com headquarters, where we are going to talk with the entire team behind the new starring Sonya Devereaux project. Now, if you've seen any of Sonya Devereaux's projects in the past, you know that you are in for a treat. So without further ado, whatever that means, let us bring on the folks behind this extremely talented actress, her entourage, starting with Todd Livingston. Todd, welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you. Not meet you, but see you again, Mr. Blast.
See here again. Yes, absolutely. And Nick Kabatanakis is with you. Captain, how are you tonight?
I am perfect. Thank you for asking, RJ. And nice to meet you, Todd.
Nice to meet you, Nick.
You guys know each other, right?
Let's say yes.
Through the internet.
Oh, that's good enough. It's amazing how many people I know.
We're twins, actually.
I know
some people who claim to be twins.
Oh, and on that note,
they don't really know what twins means, though.
Not science.
Hey, you guys stole our bit.
let us bring in the fabulous Furless Frame brothers here.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you,
everyone.
gentlemen.
We're big fans of Todd and Nick. Thank you for having us.
And we're big fans of Brendan and Brian. See, I said it backwards.
And we're sitting under our names.
We are also very pleased to have some of Sonya's co-stars that we have in the back in the green room here. We're going to bring them up for you now. Busting out now on our Critical Blast stream, that darling damsel of the dark, that ghoul of your dreams, the host of Macabre Theater, Ivonna Cadaver.
Yay!
Hey, so good to be here busting out for you guys, you know.
Well, like you have a choice.
What?
Like you have a choice.
Well,
rim shot.
Not really, but you know, given a choice, you know.
You look fantastic, Ivonna.
Thank you, Todd. So do you. And it would be Dot.
It would be.
Get it or no?
It would be
Todd, it's Dot. Right.
Dot.
Right. Dot.
And RJ, I noticed you gave her a fantastic intro. Were we supposed to write something, or do you just like her more than us?
Oh, I think it's pretty obvious.
Nothing yet. When you guys say you know each other over the internet, there are some people I know in the biblical sense over the internet. They don't know that, but
you mean from your church group, right?
Absolutely. Well, we can't go to church during the beer bug, so we sit by ourselves and cry out, "Oh God," and hopefully we're heard.
That's a great segue, right?
which brings us now, coming next onto our stream, the sinfully seductive siren, the femme fatale of your favorite fantasies, and the completely captivating Miss Caroline Pierce. Caroline, welcome to.
Yay! Oh, thank you for having me.
And that's all I wrote for tonight. So thanks for coming.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Tip your bartender. Just don't knock him over.
I did write one other thing, and it's the most important thing of all, and it's down below in the description, and it's a link to Indiegogo, because the reason we're all here is because Sonya Devereaux's basically coming out with a movie collection, the trade paperback of starring Sonya Devereaux, which features all the movies that have been published.
There it is.
Yay! Wow.
Oh, nice.
Is this? Oh, I'm like, is this what we're doing? I got.
Yeah, it's the show game.
This is what we're doing. This is what we are doing.
I bet I could.
Darn right.
Take this and I could pass it down to Ivonna.
That would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
This is the only copy I've got, unfortunately. I treasure it.
I love. Very exciting.
So I guess the very first question is, how much was the demand to get all of these Sonya Devereaux books put into one trade paperback? I mean, what made you decide this was the thing to do?
We've been demanding it for years.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we had over 2 demands, and so we felt like we had to do something about it.
Well, you know, statistically speaking, every time there's one customer complaint, it represents 500,000.
So there's 500,000 complaints about this fine book.
But
complaints that it's not out yet.
The issues themselves screamed to be packed together in one book.
Hey, I will say this: when I got these little ditties here, these little great, I loved it. I was so thrilled and excited to get these when I got them. And then I did do a live tweeting with my show last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago, right, Todd? And the response was really overwhelming because I did just like a little sneak peek on Macabre Theater. And like, everyone's like, where can we get this? This is amazing. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, they made right. I'm like, I'm all about it, you know. Shameless promotion for me, but I love it. I think it's very clever, and I had a fantastic time with Sonya. So here you go.
Yeah, you were very funny in that movie, and also very professional to work with. Showed up on time and knew your lines. It was great.
Yes, and now that we get to see Caroline and Ivonna, you know, virtually, you look like how we drew you.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, they had a team of people do that for them.
I got to say, I had to look back to the book here after Ivonna said that, and there's nothing little about any of these ditties in here.
No, that is true. I said ditties. I did say ditties.
Yeah, it really was the children ditties. It really was the ditties that screamed out to be put together in one book. So,
well, Nick, heck of a job.
What did Nick do?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
just because you said that, I'm going to make Nick the point person. No, I'm kidding. I can't do that. I can't do that.
It's a smart move. It really is.
All right. Well, I've got the screen shared here, and I'm just doing that just to show what the IGG looks like. Get up to the top here. You guys have funded. You don't need me. So
we do.
You don't need me, and you're still here.
It's not over yet. No, definitely not.
It was a thrill to be funded in 24 hours. It's something that I never expected that to happen. And we have so many more the premium perks available, and we've got 25 days left. Some people just donated without even wanting anything, just to be close to Sonya, to say that they had something to do with Sonya. But there's an amazing amount of original artwork from Brendan and Brian on this Indiegogo campaign available. Pieces that they've drawn for Sonya's Instagram, pieces that you see that are featured on the campaign itself, and commissions that are all available.
Yeah, we would draw something specifically for you featuring Sonya. Could be like Sonya's a pirate, or Sonya in outer space,
or Sonya and Ivonna and Caroline playing volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
The mind boggles.
And I'm not going to say anything nice about the Frame Brothers, because the last time I did, they mocked me for it. So I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to mention that they're talented and handsome and they really get our sense of humor and stuff, because they just don't appreciate that sort of thing from me. So just assume that I don't even like those guys from now on. Okay.
Right. Since Jack Kirby can't draw anything,
beat it out of you.
Frame Brothers will.
Oh, wait, you're going to beat something out of someone. What?
This is your show now, Caroline.
Well, they need to get a Twitter account, though, just to get on there and defend themselves so that their art doesn't keep getting attributed to Kevin Maguire.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Does that actually happen?
Yeah, does that actually happen?
That has actually happened. Somebody posted some Sonya artwork up there and credited it to Kevin Maguire, and he's like, no, that's not me. And they're like, yeah, this goes to framebros.com. I'm like, crap, they don't have
Wow.
an
That's quite a compliment.
Yeah.
We own some Kevin Maguire originals.
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking the news that they've been replaced.
What?
Kevin,
Oh, man.
Kevin was very adamant about distancing himself from them. I don't know why that was
Just
the case.
misrepresented.
Yes.
So you're saying that a lot of people here went into
Words are not their strong point. Pictures are their strong point.
Yeah.
Not so much the words.
Me word talk good.
Hey,
So-
I saw somebody jump on here, Greg, who's a big show, big fan of my show, who now is a big fan of you guys. I know that Greg said hi to us, so we'll give him a big shout out.
Hey, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
The show.
Thank you for being here.
Our
Thank
show,
you. Thank you
Macabre
for liking the book.
If you haven't seen Macabre Theater, it's a wonderful show. If you're the two people in the world who don't know about Macabre Theater, it's a horror host show, like Zachary was or Svengoolie is, only it's with a hotter host and funnier host.
I think
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd, for not going there too. Wink, wink.
I think you're mispronouncing macabre, Todd.
I had some corn on macabre for dinner.
Theater.
I had some corner macabre, but
Macabre Theater. George Barris used to say, Ivonna Cadaver with Macabre Theater. George Barris was, like notoriously. So George Barris did the Munster Coach and so many of the iconic cars in these movies and television shows back in the day. And notoriously, George would always say, I'm here with Ivonna Cadaver from Macabre Theater. And I was like, it's George. Like, I'm just like, yeah, that's me. So.
yeah,
But I didn't want to talk about Macabre Theater. I just want to give a shout out to Greg. This is all about Sonya, and this is how exciting, you guys! How exciting! I honestly, I was very honored to be part of it.
Thank you. We're glad you're here.
it took 4 movies to get this to happen. Four comic books. I don't know how. What was it like working with Sonya? Both Caroline and Ivonna. I mean, Ivonna, you're not a Trump.
Yeah, we've heard she's quite a diva on the set. Is Sonya a diva on set?
Well, for me, she was just an absolute gem because, she just likes to hug a lot. More like a squishing things together, but I had no problem with that.
Were you dating someone at the time that she was trying to steal from you?
Trying to still wet my heart? Always.
And of course you were Valentina Popovich, film starring next to Magda Hanowitz.
Right, yeah, she was really good with those scenes. A total pro. So I didn't have to worry about making sure that she was comfortable or anything. She's just a natural.
The scenes were really tight.
I don't think we said that. Yeah.
And you really pulled off the black pith helmet, as well as everything else, by the way.
Well, yeah, I pulled everything off. Yeah.
That's gonna be in the bloopers and outtakes, right?
Yes. If I'm going to be wearing a pith helmet, of course it's going to be in black.
There she is.
That is just bad bleep. I love it.
Did you know you spoke Russian, Caroline?
No.
I learned that I did. Yeah. I'm excited that I didn't even know what I was capable of.
As far as I know, the lines were accurate in Russian according to Google Translate. So we could have had you say anything there. I don't know, but I think it was what we meant to say.
If Google says it's true, it's reality. And
Absolutely.
sometimes somebody's going to work at Google and just change history, and no one's going to know. Because
true.
Whatever Google says is true.
That's it.
Speaking of Google, I'm going to have to clear out my history after I'm done with this show because of research that beforehand.
I'm going to say that I loved working with Sonya. I'm going to tell you why. I think that when I was first working with her, there's kind of this like simplistic kind of nature about her, and she's very what's the word? Not per se innocent, but there's this kind of like, very happy-go-lucky.
Naivete.
Right. And then you kind of start to peel away the layers, and she's like a little side sniper.
I like
you know
layers.
what I mean? Like she's like just when you think like she doesn't really know what's going on, then she just come in and side snipe. I'm like rim shot. Yep. So I really enjoyed working with her, total pro. But the one thing I loved about her was that she just kind of had some layers to her. Yeah. We had her on the show, as you guys can see. And she was very, we got along very well, but I just love the fact that she had this kind of like, she has some depth to her. Just when you think that Sonya is maybe
two-dimensional.
A little happy-go-lucky. She's a little happy-go-lucky, and then all of a sudden she's like, bam, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. So very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
She definitely has.
She's a chick that I can hang out with,
She's the innocent little milk
Can
next
you
door.
say chick anymore? She's a girl. She's a ghoul that I can hang out with.
Yep, she definitely has a lot of layers, and those layers got her into the movie business. So
As they came off?
I see what you did there, Nick.
yes,
It was very
yes,
funny.
It was a sex joke.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Greg has a question. He said, what was the toughest part of making the collection for this trade paperback?
That was all on the frames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
did all
just
the work.
it wasn't necessarily hard to get the trade together. It was just late manual labor. We just had to get all the pages ready for print. Yeah, because there's a specific page with guide marks and crop lines that we had to make the page fit in, which is also, like Brian said, it's not that hard. It's just time consuming. And we had to do it another 127 times.
But Brendan and Brian, if you didn't do what you did for a living, how hard would it be for me to do it?
Like draw?
Like all of it. Yeah. Drawing.
Well, you already draw because you draw attention.
I can't draw, so
you can draw attention.
That I can do.
I can draw a crowd.
Well, when we're at cons and stuff, the parents with the kids come up and, the little kid wants to draw comics. And we always say, the two things you got to do is practice and eat your green vegetables. So there you go, Ivonna.
I'm not going to say anything nice about the Frame Brothers, but those two guys, if I did say something nice, those two guys work really hard and they just keep at it. They don't stop.
Oh, shut up, Nick.
I know. That's why I didn't say that.
Ivonna, making it fit the pages it is really hard work because I had to do the same thing we publish books, by the way, in case anybody didn't know that. This is The Devil You Know, which is 20 short stories about, you could probably guess, people making deals with some guy. And getting pages to fit a format that a printer says, okay, great, love your manuscript. It's got to look like this. It went back and forth like 3 different times to them because it looks great. You send it off, you pay for a book, you get it back. Yep. Oh, holy crap. And it goes back off again. It's expensive after a while.
Yeah, the trade's basically ready. We just need the template for the cover because as the front cover, back cover, and the spine.
So once we get that, we're ready to go. Ready for print. Yeah.
So
I have no
guess
idea
the
what they're
answer-
talking about.
Yeah, I guess the answer is it's really easy. It was simple. Just kind of happened.
Yeah, all you do is pick up the phone and say, "Go do this," and you're done. But yeah, I mean,
Suddenly
if you were to have a level on your Indiegogo, and a lot of people do, where they say, "Hey, if we reach this stretch goal, we're going to add 10 more pages," that's when Brian and Brendan go, "Frack, we got to go redo the cover again because now the spine is thicker."
I tell you, we already have someone who has contributed to be in an upcoming issue with Sonya.
We did. I did not know that.
Yep.
That's the coolest perk that we have on
It
there.
is. It's the highest level and coolest.
Yes.
To be in.
Yes, to be in. Uh-huh.
You wouldn't know what that's like, Ivonna, but somebody will actually appear as a character with lines in an upcoming book.
Yeah, as themselves.
Themselves.
Oh.
Here it is. One of the 3 have been claimed. That's a $250. See, they're paying to get what you didn't get paid for. I mean, yeah, something like that. I get my words mixed up sometimes. But you can appear in a future issue. Now, you probably don't get to declare your actions or anything. You just get to be in the book, and words will be put in your mouth.
And we swear you won't be painted black with a question mark on you. You'll look like you.
That's the best Frank Gorshin picture I've ever seen.
I was going to say it was at least one of his goons.
Yes.
But it's not the coolest perk on there because there are 2 other perks on this. Never mind.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite perk?
My favorite perk. Okay, yeah, my wife's on the next floor up, so that's okay.
I'm like, oh.
It's got to be the original art, though. I love the original art.
The pieces or the commissions?
Well, I always like to get a piece, but if I can get a commission, that's good too.
Huh? Who's that? Huh? Who's that?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Sonya and I were having some fun.
Yeah.
We're having some fun.
Aw.
So you guys, I think it's incredible that in 24 hours that this got funded, and it's just, it says a lot about what's going on, and people want to be entertained, and I think people are kind of going back to these kind of comics. Don't you think a little bit? They're going, I don't know.
I think that people have.
Well, they never left them. But what I mean is, people are really like I had a publisher, an editor call me. I did a interview for Fangoria magazine moons ago, and then I had the Pat Jankowicz. I don't know, you know who he is, Todd? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know Todd, or Pat. So anyway, I had the editor of Boobs and Blood magazine. That's right.
2 great things.
Well,
Go great
all
together.
the proceeds go to breast cancer. But here's the thing about it is, he just called me about 2 months ago and said, we're going to print with this. I was like, oh, we are? Okay, well, great, But I just think that a lot of people, and I do know some other editors that are saying, oh gosh, we're selling out of magazines now. We're people are kind of hungry for this. And I think that really speaks to what you guys are doing. First, the quality of what you're doing, and it's just getting funded within 24 hours. It's really great.
Right. I was talking to the publisher of Plasma and Vagina the other day, and
They're still in business?
they're amazed at how.
Did you see Ken?
Is that the
Good night.
vaccine?
We're done.
Is that a vaccine?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Well, Ivonna, you should have your own comic at some point now that you've made your debut. I mean, if that cheap slutty knockoff of your show can do it.
Hey guys.
Wink, wink.
It's
But
like
it is
there might be a
fun.
team available, ready to go.
I guess
Todd's like, wait, what?
They're so fast they can do 3 or 4 comics at a time. I don't.
Well, for $250, you could be in an upcoming issue of the Indiegogo. It's just
Well,
saying,
yes,
that's all.
darling. Well, yes, of course.
But
Yeah,
you're
so
right about quality. I got this at my local comic shop on a lark. I got it because of the cover. So, don't think covers sell books. Covers sell books. And this It was one of my favorite Swamp Thing issues of all time.
First appearance of Swamp Thing from
issues.
Yeah, 92.
And that is in case you didn't know, I know that Todd and Nick know because I told them the last time they were on here. This is actually comic book legend. Louise Simonson was the model for this original picture. Obviously, that's Sonya. But in the original, it was Louise Simonson. She's written comics for decades, and she's a legend in the field. But having read this, and I was so impressed with the comedy and the quality of the work that I did something I don't often do, which is I reach out to publishers and say, hey, I want to talk to your writers and artists. So we had the guys on to talk about just this book. And then they go off and they do this great big project, inspired, no doubt, by the fact that they were getting notoriety on the internet through, streaming shows like ours.
Absolutely. That was the one person that seemed to be screaming out for the issue to be put together. So
my next question is also one of those technical ones, and that is, how do you convince people like Caroline and Ivonna to be in your production?
I think I can speak for myself, Brian, and Nick when we said, Todd, go ahead.
It's always fun to pair friends of mine with the right issue, and there's no other comic right now that's using actual actors in the books, but not playing themselves, playing other characters, except for Ivonna, who's playing herself. But it's one of the unique properties of this book is that CP and Ivonna and Damien Poitier and Meredith Salinger and Scott White and Eric Spudik. Who am I leaving out?
Meredith Salinger.
I said Meredith, damn it.
All right. I wasn't listening, Todd.
Who are you, Patton Oswalt?
Yes.
Nobody.
But it's I've been working in the business a long time. I have a lot of famous friends, and it's just
how's bragging camp going?
It's fun. I'm still learning. It's fun to pair the person with the right character. I mean, it's just like
now we know why he's wearing
producing the actual movie. It's casting.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Yes, and for an upcoming issue, I asked a friend who I've done stand-up comedy with, who's now kind of becoming a little more famous in the business, if he would like to be in an upcoming issue. And he said nothing because he never responded to my question. So I'm a little hurt.
Thank you for sharing.
You need to take the classes that I took.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about putting yourselves into the comics, doing a little self-insert?
Well, the frames won't do it. We've asked repeatedly.
Every time we try and draw Nick, the pencil breaks.
Oh, thanks.
That was a joke. You're supposed to laugh.
I think we were in a strip for America Junior, which the boys also drew when Todd and I were writing that. So we had to appear in the background.
I've actually been in more comics than I've written.
I'm going to pull that one up here too, because when you say Sonya and strip, that's going to get people's eyeballs. So we're going to talk about it. And is this her first appearance or her?
No,
not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I
think this was from when they were trying to find a Secretary of Health.
The Surgeon General.
Yeah. Surgeon General. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They were doing like a reality show where they were going to try and let the citizens of America Junior choose the next top Surgeon General.
Right. It was the Doc Olympics, I think.
Yeah. We should choose all our offices like that.
Well, we kind of are now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the debates last night? It would have been so much better if there'd have been like a 900 call-in number for people to choose and just have the results displayed at all times.
I don't know. The less I think about the debates last night, the better.
Yeah. I don't know that anything could have made them better. So
I felt like I ran a
Mine would have made them better.
marathon of stuff on my face.
So
anyway, back to the comics.
Did we give you the background of America Junior?
The last time, but that's not this time. We have different watchers.
Okay. Well, so America Junior was a comic strip that we all did together. It's basically a small town in America accidentally became its own country. So they kind of had to figure out how to do all the things that America does, but only in a smaller, more convenient size. And there's the book of the compendium of all the strips held up by the beautiful Brendan and Brian frame.
Yeah, it's only the first 150 strips. There was over 600 strips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the guy who wrote it would know that.
I hear stretch goal.
So Sonya first appeared in America Junior. She was the ex-wife of one of the characters on the strip, and just had more to say after we stopped doing the comic strip. So that's how the book started.
An evolution, as it was.
Yeah, because on the weekends, on the when we were doing the strip, it was 5 days a week, and then on the weekends we would do pinups.
Guest artists.
That guest artists would do, and we did some, and we had the idea of doing, because Sonya was established as a B-movie actress, so we did the, which ended up being the first issue of the comic, Naked Are the Damned 2 as a pinup. And then I think, probably Todd and Nick were like, hey, that's a great idea for a comic book. We said, hey, that's a great idea for a comic book. And then we made a comic book.
And then another, and then another.
So we're not stopping. Because the next issue.
What's really cool, going back to what you were asking about, Todd and getting people, what's really cool, like for me, is like, you do those projects, we all do those projects that we do because we're working and we're making money. And then we do these projects that we just love, and I loved the idea of this. I just loved it. And then to see, Todd saying, hey, Ivonna, would you do this? And then to see the evolution of it, and then to see it on paper, it's just magnificent. But let
me ask you: did you have any idea what I was talking about when I actually asked you? When I said
No.
I want you to be in this comic, but you're you, and you're interviewing a non-person.
No, I was in the bath, and
tell me more.
I might have been drinking back then, so I'm not real sure what happened. But then, yes, of course I had an idea. I'm like, yes, I had an idea. No, I think from the conceptually from you guys, talking about this and then doing this and over the evolution of it, it's really magnificent to see the quality that it is and the likeness.
They're super good at that.
Yeah,
they really are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
they're super good at that.
And not just the likeness.
Shut up,
though.
Nick.
No, sorry.
Not just the likeness, but they're great with the acting, with the
with the embodiment of the characters.
Right, they are.
Yeah.
What about you, CP? When I asked you, what did you think?
I thought it was amazing because I had no idea what role I was going to be cast in.
I didn't know either. Well, we hadn't written it yet.
You nailed it. There is so much me in that character. So which is fantastic because I got to play a role that I would love to play. And my natural personality just shines right on through.
Brendan and Brian. Yes. Brendan and Brian, how disappointed were you when you found out that they weren't going to be showing up for live modeling sessions?
Well, little do they know that we were actually hiding outside their houses and sketching them when they weren't looking. Yes, creeping into the rooms and drawing them at night.
They were
you should see how Caroline and I felt. Well, we didn't know you guys. I mean, role reversal. We were like, what? Wait, what? So
I was stalking Caroline, but when she would drive by in the car, I try to sketch real fast. There she goes. Yeah, it was always a blur.
I couldn't see you anyways.
Did you say fast? Like fast?
Real fast.
Real fast, like real fast.
We're strong. It's established at the beginning. We're not good at talking. We're good at
Real
drawing.
fast. I like it. I was like, did you say fast?
I said,
guys, you should just draw every answer.
A dry erase board.
It's like, yeah. Suddenly we're in My Cousin Vinny. Did you say fast?
Hey, yo, I talk the way I wanna, okay?
Fast?
Hey, forget about it.
So this Indiegogo.
Yeah, the Indiegogo thing. Yes, let me get back to that. I had to stop sharing things and start sharing things and switch back and forth.
Now, it is important for people to know that we're not getting any of the money that comes out of this Indiegogo. This is going to our publisher.
And why bother?
Because as most people can assume, this great pandemic has shut down so many of the comic book stores out there, some forever, unfortunately. And so really the brunt of that is being felt by the small publishers. DC and Marvel, they're still going to get their comics out there, but the small publishers like ours are really taking a hit right now. And so everything that we're making from this is going to our publisher. And so although we've hit our goal, our actual goal is much higher, as much as we can get, because every dime is going to help. It's going to go to our publisher and try to keep this independent sort of publishing thing going, so that not just for us, but for everybody.
Yes.
So if you support indie music, indie film, indie art, support indie comics.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't support those things, support this.
Right, yeah. Screw them, support us.
And really, I think
what's going to be really... Sorry, Caroline. Sorry.
Oh, I just making a support comment.
Yeah.
I was going to make a screw them comment, but then I thought, nah.
Yeah, they know everything about support.
So...
Did you just...
I did. It was a boob joke. It was a boob joke.
Like, did you just call me fat? No.
Unfortunately, we're on small pictures right now, so we'll have to redo that part. There we go. We'll have to redo that part again.
Take two.
Now that we can see.
Oh.
And scene.
Well, of course, we all know should show our support.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Yay!
We can actually like do that one more time.
Support the girls.
I forgot
And all the boys laugh.
I love you.
Right? So easy. Look at them all. They're just like, wait, what?
Is there more?
We're choking on our tongues.
So you know what you guys actually did? You guys actually did capture my character. You really did embody the essence, because I'm like, oh, look at the boys! Like, what's going on here, right? So you guys did get me. You guys did get me.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah.
and why would that be, Ivonna?
Why would that be, Todd?
Yes.
Why would that be that they got me? Like they got it?
Yes.
Oh! I understand the question now.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling. Because Ivonna is I am me, Ivonna. I am a bit I'm snarky. A little snarky, little smart alecky, but always kind.
I was a fan of her show long before I ever met Ivonna. This work going back to 2002, maybe?
Yeah, the show was launched in 2002, and then we re-signed in October of 2014.
So I was a fan of the show, and then I met Ivonna at it was a horror convention called Necrocomic-Con, and I don't remember what year it was, but I do remember that I met CP at the same con in a different location the next year. Yes.
It was Kismet.
That would have been 2005 or 6.
Six for you. So it's 4 or 5 for you, Ivonna. But I remember sitting around watching the show for a year or so before I met you. It was magnificent because, you know, I grew up watching horror movie host shows like Dr. Madblood in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Virginia. And, you know, it's a big fan of Zachary and Svengoolie, who's been doing it for like 75 years. Svengoolie's been doing a horror movie host show before they started making movies. I don't know how that's possible, but he has. And Rich is magnificent. But so it was one of my favorite shows at the time, and it was such a great pleasure to finally meet you at that con. And it was at a haunted house, right? Wasn't it at Spooky House?
Yeah, well, actually, so Necrocomic-Con had remember, Caroline, they had, I think the first one was like in a pretty big room, but then there was kind of like these caves that we were in. Do you guys remember that?
Well, she was in a different location. It moved to a different location, but
this was like going on like day two.
Hey, Nick.
But day two was.
We're not interested in you guys. Don't pretend.
Anywho, that's interesting fun facts. And back to Nick and Brendan and Brian.
Oh yeah, they're so talented.
I have a question. I have a question for Caroline and Ivonna. Do you have any dirt on Todd? You know, anything that we should know about?
Yeah.
Give us the skinny. Give us the real scoop.
Oh, dirt. It's not.
Is that his real hair?
Mud.
That's the secret.
Is he in fact really Tor Johnson?
I'm really not Tor Johnson.
Okay.
Who Tor Johnson? That would hurt.
It hurt. Oh, it hurts. Unless you have gobs and gobs of lube, then it's fine. Then it's pleasurable.
That's what they say.
Gobs and gobs of lube.
Oh, they say.
Okay,
that sounds dirty, Todd.
Yes, Mr. Blast.
About that Indiegogo thing here.
Yes, about the
Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Wait, what are we here for?
Well, I know what I'm here for, but you guys came to promote this book.
Okay.
So among the many perks here,
yes,
and they're beginning to get more of them as we go along.
Perks.
There's the first one. Obviously, is just the tip, and nobody's claimed that. I'm sad about that. Nobody's just tipped her. But if you want to just help out the book, throw $1. Tuck it into the PayPal thing. Yeah, that's how they're taking money. I forgot. But you can get the digital PDF of the Sonya Naked in the Dam 2 for $5. In fact, I believe that's going to be true for all 4 of the different comics. Is that not correct?
All the digitals, all the 4 single issue digitals. Yes.
Vampire.
You get a PDF file that you could download, and then you'll have the issue on your computer.
That way you don't have to touch it and get COVID from it. Absolutely.
Thanks for implying that the book has COVID. Yeah, geez, Todd.
It's 2020. Of course the book has COVID.
Everything.
Whose side are you on?
It's hot.
Todd, you do a lot of things with your hands, and you make these very strange. Well, they're not strange words. They're like moist.
He's wearing the tux. He thinks he's a magician.
He pulls things out of thin air.
I want to say that this Saturday night on Macabre Theater, while we live tweet, because the show airs on Saturday night, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's a double feature. And you're going back, Todd, and you're talking about, Zachary and all those guys. We did it a little bit, or I did it a little bit differently. I did a lot of sketch comedy in the show, but I also did a lot of interviews with some of the big movies, franchises, Freddy, Nightmare, Jason and Freddy and Hellraiser, all those guys, right? So I did a lot of red carpets and interviews and things like that. But so I've done, I think, 62 episodes now, so there's quite a few, and they're airing right now. But while they're airing, we're live tweeting. So I had encouraged Todd. I said, do you want to do kind of campaign on this together and let everybody know. I mean, I did a little sneak peek a couple weeks ago. I said, you know, do you want to do this past weekend, or let's do this coming up weekend? And so we decided this coming up weekend that we would really promote and campaign this fine, fabulous comic. So that's what we're going to be doing, you know, just promoting this, because I love it. And I think my fans and I think the fans and the viewers are going to just adore it and love it.
And you've hit on a great idea with the live tweeting during the show. Both you and Butch you engage with all of your viewers and all of your fans. So it's like Mystery Science Theater on Twitter while the show's going on. And I have to say that you've got the best double features in horror hosting television.
Thank you. And we did like a lot of fun, like, you know, Dario Argento, and of course the double feature, right? I got it. Oh, right. No. Thank you. But we are having fun with these double features, and we're gonna have fun this weekend promoting this great comic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And speaking of what, would you join us, CP?
Sure.
Thank you.
Pew, 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 pew. I just can't help it.
So back to speaking of the Indiegogo, back to wants to know how much shipping would cost to get the actual books.
Well, let the Greek answer that.
Oh, well, we're not all in shipping. Some of us are in restaurants, Todd. Sorry.
Don't forget the buttons. And don't forget everybody who gets with the Indiegogo, who gets one of the physical perks, they get a button.
I want a button.
Button.
Take them out. Take them out and show us.
Show us your button.
Give me a little reflective.
Everybody take them out and show them. Yes.
Oh, he pulled the same ones. I swear, that was an accident. It wasn't a twin thing.
You guys are twins?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, Becky, would you look at that button?
Oh my God, Becky.
It's a ton of button.
I think that sorry, it's so reflective.
All the buttons are white. Get one of these white buttons.
Cool.
Oh, that's a cool one.
There's something.
Yeah,
there's something on that one.
Nice.
Boom.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Do you think that you can make a shirt out of those?
Out of the buttons?
Yes,
Like
make an entire outfit out of the buttons.
It depends. I mean, we can. It's just getting some company or whoever to make the shirts. But it would be easier if. Well, I mean, it could be done if we always heard that if it's in a square, he just made a joke. He's not being serious. No.
My brain goes to.
I was going to try to impart some past wisdom.
Draw the answer, boys. Draw the answer.
This show is not for knowledge.
You're trying to get to the inside.
They're still showing buttons, people.
Okay, so nobody knows how much the shipping is on, say, the trade paperback. And I say this because I've been doing these live streams now for a long time. Back has been coming into these streams for about 3 weeks or more, and every single show he backs the person. So let's talk him into backing the book.
Well, it depends where you are, though. America is going to cost different than Europe. It's going to cost different than the rest of the world. So
this is true.
It'll be worth it. Let me just say that. A few bucks,
I'm a bottom line person. I'm like, how much?
So she's a bottom line person too.
Yeah, I'm like rim shot. So how much?
No, we don't handle the fulfillment. American mythology.
We don't handle fulfillment or fulfillment.
Just like to point out that there wasn't me who said that.
But
draw your answers from now on, Todd.
Where can one find out?
I am actually going through it and trying to find out myself, and it's telling me to continue to payment. It's like one of these. It's one thing I don't like about Indiegogo. It's like this secret shipping cost.
Order one for us, RJ, and just tell us how much it costs to ship it.
Perk also includes buttons.
Why has no one mentioned buttons?
Shut up, Nick.
It's got a space in the weird place. It says "but on."
Oh, so US based, so it shouldn't be that expensive.
$5.
I want hard copy.
Yeah,
$5. $5.60.
Oh, we're doing prices right now. $9.99.
Without going over.
Continue to payment. This isn't. Wait a second. I'm not sharing the screen. Am I okay?
just tell us what your credit card number is.
No, that'll just make everything easier.
I hate to tell you this, guys, but I've hit the continue to payment button like 4 times now, and it's not going through. Maybe because it's smart enough to know I'm sharing the screen. It's like, no.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, wait, no, we didn't get all your preferences. Okay.
Well, you have to ask about those first.
I like to be surprised.
and your pronouns.
Okay, so I have my choice of Sonya TP covers. I like TP covers. We got this nice little doily laced one that sits on the back of our toilet, and it's got a little doll at the top of it. But
that's very funny. That's good.
I'm going to leave the comedy to the professionals. I don't know what I picked, but it let me go forward. So I'm going to proceed to the payment, and it's on a sort of a payment screen. It's showing all my credit card numbers in full.
Could you share the screen now?
The shipping is $6. So a $20 book shipping is $6. So the $20 book is actually $26. So
it sounds like it's probably first class now.
Well,
right. Everything's first class with us, boys. Damn right.
The book is 128 pages. It's a thick book.
Yes.
And we've got 18 pages of special features of never before printed material.
Tell us about those, Todd.
Almost an entire comic full of extra bonus material that's never been printed. Exclusive material.
Well, 7 pages.
So all that stuff that was left on the cutting room floor, we get to see that?
You absolutely get that. It's extra. So even if you have all 4 of these single issues, this is worth it because it's got more stuff, more Sonya. And who doesn't want more Sonya?
What was that commercial? We want more. Remember the little kids? More is good. We want more.
Cat food commercial?
I don't know.
Tax preparer?
No. Well, no.
U.S. government.
Baked beans?
Baked beans.
That dog died from those commercials, Todd. Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh. I don't care about your triggers, dude.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Very sad now.
I know. Todd's bringing everybody down.
That dog had the best voice, didn't he?
It's surprising he wasted all his talent on bean commercials. He could have done something with his life.
So Ivonna, I have a question for you, though. You mentioned the live tweeting of the upcoming show.
Yes.
Where can people watch the show? I mean, because it's not in my area. Who do I have to call to demand they carry it?
I bet it is.
Okay. Yeah, what's that, Todd?
I said, I bet it is. You just don't know where it is.
So you can go to youtoamerica.com. So the show airs in 128. No, excuse. I don't know, you guys. 138 million households. We're on Apple TV. We're on Roku, Apple, Xfinity. We're also on Spectrum on cable. On broadcast, I believe it's 38 million households, and then an OTT. It is Roku, Apple, Xfinity, Comcast. So you can find it. So go to yta.com to find out all the different. So it's YTA, U2 America used to be, but now we're just yta.com. And you can find out all the different, whether cable or broadcast or OTT. And also, if you go to yta.com, you can watch it live. So Saturday, so there's really, like, anybody can really get this. I did have somebody say, well, I can get this. And then they said, well, and I said, no, anybody can get this. Like, if you don't have it on Spectrum, you don't have it on Comcast or Roku or Apple or Broadcast or what have you, go to yta.com. And they said, well, I'm on my devices. And I went, well, okay. So yeah, I know. I was just like,
well, I can help you then.
I was like, okay.
But you guys live tweeting during the show is so much fun.
Yeah, so we're on Twitter, and so at yta.com, just go to yta.com, go to live, and you can watch it live at 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday night. So this Saturday night, we'll be on at 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't get it anywhere else, you can also go to macabretheater.com. That's going to give you all of the different selections and where you can watch it in your area. So that's MACABRE and then THEATRE.com. If all else fails, go. What's that?
A fancy spelling.
It is.
Yeah.
Really.
And
So,
Bat actually wanted to know if there's any shipping cost along with that.
there is not.
Okay, perfect.
There's no sub. No sub. There used to be a subscription, but now you can just watch yta.com free, which is great. So anybody can watch it. And so, like, when we get on this weekend and we talk about this great comic, I'm going to be on with Todd and love to have you guys on. It'd be a lot of fun. And we're all going to tweet together and everybody has a blast. You know, we have enough going on in the world right now to where it's really nice to escape for 4 hours and to just, have a lot of fun. So this is going to bring a lot of joy to a lot I
I'm going to be in. I'm glad to know I can watch it for free. That's how I watch Caroline's videos, by the way.
And when you said YTA, I was wondering what Caroline's up to these days.
What am I up to?
Yeah.
No, I want to know where your next movies are going to be displayed, so I can catch them on.
I film almost primarily for myself now, so. No, really, I do film almost primarily for myself.
Do you have your own website, or?
I do have my own website. It's Caroline-Pierce.com. Because I have a really common name, so my name's taken everywhere. So I have dashes and underscores and everything. So yeah.
I mean, so many people know you. It's just the times that we're in right now,
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I've been doing some Zoom episodes, but people know exactly. I know who you are. A lot of people know who you are. It's just the times we're in. So nobody's in production. So this is why this is so much fun, right?
Yeah.
I think, you guys. What I think.
I think you're right.
You're
and
exactly
I think a lot of people.
Yes, dear. Whatever you say, dear.
I was like, what was your thing?
I think
with the whole pandemic going on, everybody's stuck at home, and like we've been stuck at home drawing all day, every day, but we did that before the pandemic. So this is like, nothing's changed.
Right.
But, Ivonna, you're right, though. A lot of people have figured out a way to do things for themselves and actually go into business, too, during this pandemic. And I think a lot of people are going to continue doing it when it's over because they found out that they can and that it's possible and that you can actually make money at it.
That's right. Well, I think that the fans and the viewers and then, the readership and all that, I think that they want to be entertained and it's interesting to me how much content people want right now. I get phone calls all the time now. I want, right, Caroline, it's like, I want content. But like, it's like structuring that deal. It's like, I understand. I had somebody just call me today. We'd like X amount of shows in X country. And And I said, so what's the what? Oh, we're not paying.
Right.
So sort of like the same kind of deal you got with the Sonya Devereaux comic.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's exposure.
I tell you, most comics from DC and Marvel, they're 22 pages. The comic itself is 30 pages, but the content is 22 pages. And the rest are ads. For Sonya Devereaux, you get 30 pages of content.
It's a bargain.
32.
And we have really focused this year on pumping out a lot of material. So
Plus doing comics.
There's lots of issues to come. And was that a dirty joke?
That was a dirty joke. That's a good one too.
I'm sorry that I missed that. They're so wholesome. I'm sorry that I missed them saying something naughty. But we just had so much fun creating these funny books for folks this year.
Yes, the first 4 issues ready for the trade. The next issue, Violet Vixen, is done, ready to get printed.
Right
be out in
there.
December, and we just got the script for the issue following, which I'm probably going to draw the cover because we need the cover first, and then maybe on Friday, and then start the pages over the weekend.
And you're showing a picture of the exclusive Violet Vixen cover by Kara Nicole, the cosplay cover, which is the only place you can get that is on the Indiegogo.
Right. And now, is that going to be in the trade paperback, or is this extra?
That's extra.
Extra.
Yeah,
So,
that would be an extra. That's an extra book. If we do a volume 2 trade paperback, it would probably be in that one.
But this cover is
We'll
not going to be a part
worry
of it.
about that later.
Right.
So the thing is that I've been thinking of, and I think of a lot of things after reading one of these, is that now you've got a cosplay model who's doing Sonya Devereaux. You could actually reshoot a lot of these movies if you could get all your friends together in somebody's backyard for a barbecue and just reshoot the whole thing frame by frame with photographs.
Are you supplying the barbecue?
You know what? If I get a book, I might just pull that off.
Well, I guess they don't need us anymore.
Great. You've been replaced by cameras, boys.
These new
modern technology.
But yeah, I did pull the Violet Vixen one up here because we've already seen that you can get the other covers, both covers of the previous books, because each one had 2 different covers for $10. So if you haven't seen the books yet, you just want to try out something, definitely pick those up. They're better than the PDFs because you can, put them in plastic and keep them forever, as opposed to, losing your account or your computer and not.
You used to be able to say, you could take the normal comic into the bathroom with you, but now with tablets, you can still do that. So you can't say that anymore.
It's true. But, you can put the tablet down on the sink and you can wipe the water off. Comic book tends to absorb it and keep it.
That's true.
But this is she's going to do a superhero movie now because those are all the rage 10 years later. So she's right on that bleeding edge of.
Dude, she didn't write them. She's just an actress.
This is true.
Don't shoot the messenger.
So I shoot the writers. Then. Wait a second. That would be you guys.
I own that outfit, by the way.
Well, we don't know who wrote the movie. We're just putting the book together.
Yes.
Who was it that said they own the outfit?
No.
I really do that. I have that. I swear. Well, it's something. Well, I have that. Something similar to that.
Well, it's
me too.
As we were saying earlier, we were stalking you. It's purely coincidental.
I know.
Sonya wears a lot of stuff that plunges like that. So I don't know what's on the boys' minds when they're drawing her.
Plunging is.
Yeah. Plunging. Yeah.
It just sounds wrong.
It's so natural, though.
It's so right. It's so wrong. It's right.
Sometimes wrong is righter.
Right. Speaks volumes.
Yes. Speaking of volumes, there are 3 of them for the Violet Vixen. So you've done 3 covers this time instead of 2. You've got the Indiegogo exclusive, and then the. I'm having an amazing
main cover
about this one on the right. That's a very cool looking cover with kind of a cape flowing behind her there.
And
It's an homage to Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man.
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh.
Give it 30 years, it'll be worth just as much.
I don't know about that.
Quality.
Nothing but.
What I was going to say too is that, while people are still, while we're getting phone calls, as Caroline knows, we're getting phone calls on content and all that, and all of us probably are getting phone calls on content and all that. But I think really that's fine. I was kind of making kind of a little joke about it, but really, what's so amazing is I've been live tweeting with my show since 2014. So it's not like the pandemic hit and I was like, oh, I'm going to live tweet now because it's going to connect me with the fans. I've been doing it with the fans and the viewers for a long time, and it really means something to them. So just again, not to be pushing it and jamming it down anybody's throat, but just to say that you guys got funded in 24 hours, it really does just let you know that the quality work is really something else, and people recognize that and they like it. So congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we like to think there's really nothing else like Sonya Devereaux out there. I mean, the fact that there's actual comedy in a comic book is not something that's going on a whole lot right now. So we're kind of cornering that market. The idea itself is unique, that you get to sit down with the 306th best actress in America and watch one of her movies with her, and we get the before and the after of what's going on in her life when you watch the movie. So I mean, not to say that we're the greatest people of all time for coming up with this idea, but we're the greatest people of all time for coming up with this idea.
Yay!
It is something that I've not seen done before.
Nick, high five.
Don't leave him hanging.
Hey, I'm
All right.
happy to be a part of it, man. I'm like, it's thrilling.
And it's also great because we can do any genre with Sonya. Like the first one was zombies, and then vampires, and then a western, and then a monster movie, and then we'll have a superhero. And I don't want to say what the issue after this yet, but I mean, we could do.
It's maybe a sword and sorcerer kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of a like Conan the I can't talk.
Right.
He's the Irish
barbarian
type of barbarian.
Yeah. As opposed to Lord of the Rings type of fantasy story. It's more Conan though.
Nice.
I'm just
Still look good in a chainmail bikini.
Oh, Red Sonya. Yeah. Red Sonya. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
careful
totally.
now on the spelling.
But we could do, we want to do like the Star Wars parody movie. We want to do Star Trek parody, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider. We could do anything. That's one of the things that really appeals to us.
The thing. I don't know. I've seen it and I'm just like, this looks like it's gonna be the thing. Like, it's gonna be.
I want to watch these movies.
Yeah.
I'll read the
Maybe as a stretch goal, someone can suggest what genre we do.
Maybe.
Sonya.
It's nice.
I like that.
I don't know. I'm just riffing here.
Wow. You're like
throwing out the big ideas for somebody else to
All part of his magic act.
Yeah. Because we just put the book together. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it reminds me of?
Tell us.
The fact that you've got the same character book after book doing a totally different story, totally different genre, and not to, what the hell? Larry Wells' Cherry Pop-Tart. Does that ring a bell with any of you guys? Okay, the boys are nodding. So.
Yeah, I never read it, but I know what it is. It was basically an adult comic, but drawn in like the Archie style.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Cherry was in sometimes it was a Star Trek episode parody, and sometimes it was Gilligan's Island. Yes, I've read them all. Don't hate me. I was in college. It was 30 years ago.
It's like, don't trip.
How long was I out?
Yeah, it's that scientific principle at work again here, where you're in a crowded room of everybody, and about once every 20 minutes, everybody stops talking at the same time, and silence is like, did something happen?
When that happens, I'm like, and you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, that's usually the point in the story where I'm saying the dirtiest part.
Oh, if you're the only one talking when everybody else.
Exactly. It's happened more than once, and it's never comfortable.
Well, so far you guys have done like what 200%. I'm trying to pull it back up here. That's what
Hey there, Sonya.
Yeah, almost 300%.
Look at those guns. That's
Right. I'm totally right.
Blazing.
I'm going to reload it because stuff surely happened.
273%.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Come on, people, let's make things happen.
They got to finish watching this. They don't want to spend their time typing on the computer.
That's
right.
Usually what happens.
That's exactly right.
I like that idea, Greg.
What did Greg say?
He says he can picture me and Ivonna doing a sci-fi adventure like in the Flash Gordon movies from the 80s.
Oh, nice.
Like, yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
You know who you need to, if you do that, you have to get Jane Fonda somehow in there. But get a time machine, please, and pull her from the 60s. So you can do Barbarella again.
We do have a sci-fi planned, and Xenia Seberg from Lex is involved.
Awesome.
Ooh.
And David Blue from Stargate Universe.
Name dropper.
Yeah. His very good friends.
So we'll remind everybody again that you do have the trade paperback and original IG art. Now, this is stuff that's already been drawn, so you can get the Instagram pencils that have been put up on our site.
Yeah, that's what these are.
Nice.
This is the Instagram art.
Now, is that the original or is that a print?
That's the original.
Sweet.
I would say how beautiful it is and how well drawn it is and stuff like that.
But
but you're going to be mean to me.
You're damn right we will. There's a.
So what are you doing with that popsicle?
Oh,
My goodness.
So when you get an original, you're actually getting 4 pictures here.
Yes. So 11 by 14 size Bristol board.
Suitable for framing.
Hey, we drew it. It's already framed.
Some America Junior characters in there.
Yeah. See, even Sonya has bad hair days. Look at that. She's having trouble.
Oh, yeah. Now, does she always have the bat stamp on her back there?
Mm-hmm.
That's her bat tramp stamp.
Tramp stamps and tracks in her hair.
Is there a story behind the stamp? How she got that?
I think it originated in an America Junior story. I don't know if that's where she got it, but
Tijuana.
Todd, Nick, take it away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
17.
I don't want to fumble my words again.
When you get too close to San Diego, it just happens.
I think in the storyline in America Junior, she's supposed to have a tramp stamp on her lower back, and I don't know who came up with the idea for the bat, but we just made a very stylized bat.
The penciler did.
I only say that because I don't have a tramp stamp. I do not.
It's okay. It's
not.
all right.
We're all
friends here. You can admit it.
It's
okay.
Somehow mysteriously ended up in Tijuana, and so I thought, well, one has nothing to do with it. Why am I talking? What is wrong with me? Go ahead, you guys. Sorry.
I'm riveted. I want to hear more about Tijuana.
Oh no, you don't.
Yeah, you wanna.
You could. It's a good.
Ivonna and Tijuana.
Listen, when Butch Patrick gets mad at you, you know things are bad.
Oh,
back in the day. Back in the day.
Yeah,
I like your shiny curtain there, Caroline.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's nice because I can like bounce any color light off of it and I have a whole different background.
Right on.
It's my low-tech backdrop.
No, it's very silvery, and
looks like you're already ready for that sci-fi movie.
And last time we saw Todd, he was in front of like a bamboo matte or something. So I like the upgrade for Todd tonight too.
You can do anything with green screens these days, can't you? It's
We're in the same place if you want to make fun of our templates again.
That's okay. I will.
There's all the templates we use for drawing, and they were shocked that we couldn't do all that freehand.
So the Beatles are up there too.
Oh yeah, the Beatles. That was a big deal last night.
Yeah.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo are always looking down on us.
Yeah, you've made those guys famous. So
I have a Beatles drum kit behind me.
Oh, nice.
Shoot.
Cool.
Oh wow.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
And right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Ringo made all that sound with just 4 drums.
Yep.
Pretty impressive.
1967
Even the guitar sounds?
Ludwig Beatles kit.
Yes, they sang the whole thing, Todd.
He really was the most talented Beatle, wasn't he?
I figured maybe Pete Best snuck that into her house one night.
Billy Shears did.
Okay, the one and only. Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
I still have no idea what that lyric says. I have to look it up every time, and I never remember it.
Which one?
The one and only Billy Cheers.
Cheers.
Like,
yeah.
You
Shears.
do know that Paul McCartney died and was replaced by William Shears, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely true.
Right. Absolutely true.
There was actually a Batman story written about that. Since we're talking comic books, it was an issue of Detective Comics, and the whole thing was that they thought that it wasn't the Beatles, but they thought that this 4th Beatle had been killed and was replaced with the duplicate, and that was the whole conspiracy theory. And Batman investigated. He found out that yes, there was absolutely an accident, but it was John, Paul, and George that died, and Paul survived, and he replaced them with duplicates, and he said that he died so that the focus wouldn't be on them.
Huh. Smart.
Yeah.
That's how smart Batman was in 1970.
I don't know. From that era.
Yeah. And that's why Paul's the only one that can put out decent music now.
That's right. That was actually part of
I don't know what John's problem is.
Yeah, I know. He hasn't put out a decent album since 1980.
I am not ripping on the Beatles at all. Not at all right now. Nope.
Oh, it just comes from love. We love the Beatles. Yes. So anyway, about the Indiegogo project.
I think I have that up here somewhere, don't I? Oh, yeah, there it is. Saw the original artwork, which, you can get a special frame for that, make it look like one of them family portrait kind of collage things. That'd be cool. You can also get more original art.
That's the specialty drawings, like this one. Although I believe this one's already been claimed.
Yes, it has. Thank you very much.
Now, what makes that special, other than it being friggin' huge?
Well, because we drew it specifically for the campaign. Yes. So that's kind of what makes it special. And then here's the Debutante Desperado one that we've seen on the page.
Boobs, by the way.
There's also a
Yay, boobs.
Boobs.
Vampire Academy 4 one, practicing for when she was on Ivonna's show.
Yeah.
Out of the coffin.
Love those fangs, bangs and fangs.
And then, of course, the Naked Are the Damned one.
I love those bandoleros.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy's keeping an eye out for her.
I like that arm.
Yeah, give her a hand. She's just out of reach.
But I would.
He's been disarmed. You don't let just anybody come out of your coffin, do you, Ivonna?
No, but when the coffin's shut, don't come knocking. No.
When the coffin's interred, do not disturb.
That's yes.
So this Indiegogo thing.
How long is this going on for you guys? A month, right?
Yes.
So it's just like in 24 hours, boom, funded, and now it's going on for an entire month.
Another 25 days, right?
Yeah, Juliet Landau with her husband Dev, they had a similar situation. They did an amazing movie, but that just the same thing happened. Which really allowed them to make Among the Dead, I think it was, a documentary, and so it was really fabulous with Gary Oldman and William Devereaux, and you know about it, Todd. You guys know about it.
Yeah,
right.
We're proud. I adore her. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been picked up now, but the same thing happened. They were doing an Indiegogo, were similar, one of the crowdfunding, and they started out with a budget, got funded, boom, and then it just kept going. So it really allowed them to do a lot more, and it's so great that it did. So I see this, obviously completely different genre, completely different format, completely different media, but the same kind of concept that that this will allow you guys to just to make it better and better as far as what you can give to people. So that's really cool.
And it makes all the backers feel like they're truly a part of the project. I mean, you may only put $26 into a trade paperback, but now you're going to watch this thing the whole time. So, wow, I contributed to this thing that made $350,000, he said, looking 60 days down the line.
Zombie did it. I mean, Rob Zombie's done it how many times? He's really gotten involved with that. I mean, because it's an experience. People want an experience and they want to be involved.
Yeah,
I think this is time of people's experiences and getting involved.
And community.
That's what I think.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people getting involved and having an experience and being involved with it. I mean, I can only look to the live tweeting with everybody. I mean, I started in 2014, but doing that, I mean, this has been fantastic to have that, to really have a community of people that we all kind of get together and during some pretty trying times. So this is kind of speaking to the same thing, but with Juliet, really, they did it. They did a crowdfunding and they had a certain goal and they hit it, bam, and it just kept going. And because of that, they could make it so much better. So I think, that speaks to what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think the first time that happened,
happy to be it, happy to be a part of it.
Yay! We're happy that you're part of it.
Right. And I like when you say boom.
Boom.
Yep. I did it.
Yep, it does it for me. Rob Thomas,
okay, everyone's done now. Boom.
Rob Thomas is the one who made people angry.
It's basic, but it's fun.
He took Kickstarter and he kickstarted his Veronica Mars movie, and up till that time, Kickstarter was like just for inventors who found a new way to put your shoes on or trap a mouse, and all of a sudden he pulls off several $1 million in a Kickstarter to get a Hollywood feature produced, and now everybody's doing it. So
people want to be involved.
Yeah, you guys. Please, people, be involved. Please be involved.
Yeah, they are. I mean, like 24 hours. Amazing. I think they are involved.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, everybody loves Sonya. Everybody involved here should crowdfund something now.
And everybody, we've had people when we're at cons and they try, we get them to try a book and then they want to buy the rest of them because they liked what they saw and they want to keep going with it. So hopefully, give it a try. People out there will give it a try.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I know that Critical Blast gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and I don't know why I didn't give it the other 0.5. Blame it on the Cuervo. Probably because it wasn't, it wasn't Watchmen. Okay, if it had been Watchmen, it'd been a 5.0.
It's funnier than Watchmen, dude. It's so much funnier than Watchmen.
Way funnier.
That is great.
It's funnier than anything Alan Moore did. It's funnier than anything Neil Gaiman does. It's funnier. Better.
Yes.
What I'm saying is better.
Funny. Money is money. And I don't mean it, but
thanks, honey.
I cannot tell you who long story, but that's a good little dig as well. I got a lot of those little little tea that I could spread, but I won't.
I will also say it's a lot sexier than any Alan Moore comic, a lot sexier than Watchmen. And Watchmen had a guy walking around with a big blue schlong hanging out for all 12 issues. So you guys
into that.
And then there's that.
On that.
Yeah. There's always that.
Now, of course, that's the one thing that you guys are going to run into when you have the you're going to draw anything I want for this.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's going to be, okay, I want to see more.
Nick looks confused. He's confused.
I'm not going to draw anything. I'm all for it.
You mean commissions, RJ? RJ, you mean for the commissions, right?
Yes, for the commissions.
Yes, because not for the book.
Not for the book. Not for the book. Obviously not for the book.
Would probably have the commissions follow the rules we set up on our website about what we would and would not draw for commissions. Just pretty much everything but the naughty bits.
Gotcha.
So,
The little naughty bits.
What if they're blue?
we will be drawing the naughty bits.
No naughty bits. You're not
Not
going
at
to
all.
naughty. Oh, the little
We're
good
doing that.
bits. We're not doing it. All right.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right
see
then.
right now how much.
You know,
right now how much I admire.
we try to keep
Frames.
a dignity here. We're not going to draw the naughty bits.
I'd like to show
So,
something
you know.
England.
When did Danny Boyle start directing the show?
He's almost
Go and Todd line up, would you?
Well, we like doing the voices like everybody else, so we do it too. Why not? Whatever gets people to, contribute to the Indiegogo, we'll do it.
Are you from Australia?
Maybe, I don't know. I always did England first, then he went to Australia.
We could try and talk
like the Beatles. Maybe, hey, if you want to contribute, maybe give us a couple dollars. Like John. Hey, come on, John. Maybe we got to do it. I don't know. Okay, well,
Come on, people. You really like comic books and artwork like how I used to draw, then you could do this too.
Well, sure, John. Why not? But I'm just saying that, if you want to do it, it's not like writing a song. You got to do, just give us some money so we can make some comic books.
Yeah, that's all. We just want to get the trade out. That's all.
And
That
scene.
was my favorite scene from Hard Day's Night.
Which one? The train scene?
The one you just did.
No, that one we were ad-libbing, Todd. If you want to do Hard Day's Night, it would be, hey, who's that little old man? What little old man? Oh, he's my grandfather. Well, he's not your grandfather. I've seen your grandfather. He lives at your house. Well, everybody, he's my other grandfather. Everybody's entitled to two, aren't they? Well, what's he doing here? He's nursing a broken heart. His grandmother said he's doing
You
good.
had to ask, Todd.
Guys, yeah, I've got to stop you because there's a license fee involved. You can't do that.
I guess we can't do lines from Star Wars then. Don't mess with the mouse.
Mishmash them up so you can claim Creative Commons or that you're adding commentary over it for fair use. So slip on over into Yellow Submarine and talk about the boob.
Jeremy the Boo. I don't.
Which
Well,
was
no, that is 12 Hard Day's Night. Well, the Beatles didn't do their voices in that one, so they had someone else doing that Liverpool accent.
The fake Liverpool accent.
What's the matter, fellas? Blue me.
Was it you two?
So there's this Indiegogo.
So about this Indiegogo thing, it's still there, still ready for you.
Wait, it's funded?
Yeah, but we still need more. The publisher still
And let me
needs.
explain what this means. That it's funded, people. That means that if you give them money, you're actually going to get your book.
That's right.
You're not sitting there saying, well, I gave them money, but it's not fully funded all the way yet, so I might not get a book. I might have to get a refund. It's done. You're in like Flynn.
I am looking very forward to Saturday night and Todd and I working together and campaigning up until then. Today is Wednesday. We have a couple days to campaign for that, and I'd love you guys to join. Todd didn't get a book. I didn't see that. I did not see that.
How do I
did not see that.
answer him?
Right.
Can I
Todd
answer?
didn't
You
get
can-
a blanket license for this bid. Oh, yes. And
You
you're
can
welcome.
say your answer.
As long as there's no follow-up questions, yes, we did.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Greg. But I'm looking forward to this Saturday night and to really, and continuing and on all platforms, So we're gonna have some fun this Saturday night with this.
Well, I'm going to be tuning in Saturday night and joining you with the live tweeting. And if you want to live tweet, follow Ivonna on Twitter at Ivonna Cadaver, IVO. Just I put it in the chat stream. Figure it out.
Cool. Cool.
And you can also follow Carolyn Pierce on Twitter, as I have done, at Caroline_Pierce, not a dash this time because Twitter doesn't like dashes. So, which means I now have to curate my Twitter feed when my kid's around, but that's okay. It's worth every.
I generally try to keep my Twitter feed pretty like at least not. I don't post X-rated anything. I try really hard not to, because everybody I follow on Twitter is all like my RPG game friends, comic book friends, cooking friends, you know. And sometimes I tie people up and torture them. Whatever.
Which is exactly what I found when I Googled you, which sounds dirty in and of itself.
Never Google my name. I've had like regular friends like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look up a picture of you. Like, don't. Or do.
Not around your mom.
So yeah,
you're
that's fun.
Don't stop. So I was rehearsing my last movie.
Oh yeah.
My mom loves you, by the way, CP. She loves you. My 80-year-old mother loves you.
Oh.
Don't tie her up and torture her, though. I'm begging you.
Don't.
Do not.
Okay.
Do not.
I won't.
Again.
All right. So there's an Indiegogo. And
what?
And it's fully funded, and you get this. I almost said you get this Ivonna Cadaver trade paperback.
I'd like that
She'd
too.
take it. Yep, she'd take it.
From my lips to God's ears. You get this gorgeous Sonya Devereaux trade paperback, 128 pages, 4 comic books plus extras. Just the basic trade paperback is $20, $6 shipping. That's $26. This thing would be $29 if you bought it off the shelf at a comic book store. So you're automatically saving money just by backing this and getting it through the Indiegogo.
And you get a button.
And you get a button. A button.
Can't forget the buttons.
Put a stretch goal in there. You know what people want in an Indiegogo stretch goal, and it's stupid, but it's true. Stickers. They want stickers. So
okay.
I'm absolutely serious on this. If you like just had that like standing image that's in the middle of the book of Sonya, just standalone, and sent that off the sticker mule, and they'll die cut around it. People would go for that stretch goal just so they could stick that on the back of their laptop, on the back of their car, the refrigerator, what have you.
I like the intro into the show. I like that with the sticker. I like the intro. I was like, oh, I'm a Burning Man. This is cool. So you guys, I am going to scoot off, and I can't wait. I can't wait to be with everybody on Saturday night and to really promote this and to really get all the fans involved. You know, everywhere. We will put all of our thoughts and all of our good energy on really just continuing to make this grow, because it's just so fantastic.
Well, thank you for spending your time with us. It's really nice to see you again. I'm really grateful that you spent 90 minutes with us tonight. Your schedule's so busy, I know. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody.
Let's not forget Caroline. Give Caroline a hand.
And I'll answer Greg's questions on the way out here. Greg, I don't know how many individually.
Everybody else is leaving. Sorry, I just want to say that. I can't wait to see everybody on Saturday night. But I've had people do that to me and go, good night, and like everybody left, and I'm like, wait, what? So no, I'm serious. Like I had like Lance Henriksen on with me and everybody, and then somebody said, night, Ivonna, and I said good night, and then it was like crickets, and I was so not happy. But that's okay. So anyway, just because I'm leaving doesn't mean everybody else is leaving. But I've enjoyed it so much.
I'm leaving.
No, I've enjoyed it so much, and I will see you this Saturday. And I am here to promote this, and I'm so happy with this comic. So cool, amazing.
Thank you for all your involvement. You're amazing. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, you guys.
And thank you for coming on our stream, for appearing on our stream tonight, Ivonna.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. I'll see you guys on Saturday.
All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you, Greg.
And Greg asked how many issues of Sonya there are. There are 4 issues of Sonya Devereaux, 2 covers of each. So there are technically 8 books out there.
And the 5th comes out in December.
5th comes out in December, and that's
it's in previews right now, or you can pre-order it in your local comic shop.
Or you can get it through the Indiegogo.
Or you can get it through the Indiegogo with
Over
the
here.
exclusive cover.
And we'll see Greg. We'll see Greg on Saturday. So this is gonna be
Awesome.
great.
I'll have lots of questions for Greg then. Lots of questions, Greg.
That's great.
Lots of questions for you.
All right, guys.
Caroline, Ivonna, Brendan, Brian, thank you everybody for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you, everybody who's watching too.
Thank you for having me.
Tomorrow night,
everybody that came on to tune in.
It's good to meet you, Ivonna and Caroline.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for capturing the likeness and the personality so much. All right, guys.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Everybody tune in tomorrow night when we will have live The Rascals with Greg Shen. So we hope to see you there. Good night, everybody.